So good morning, everyone. Welcome to yoga. If you guys want to sit up on something, I have a blanket here that I'm going to sit up on. I'm going to cross my right shin in front of my left, and I'm going to have my sits bones just on the blanket. So you can have just your sits bones on the blanket. The legs are going to hang off of the mat, off of the blanket, sorry. Now from here, just place your hands on your thighs. We're going to be continuing with our chakra practice. And today for our chakra practice, the color is indigo, which is sort of like a purplish blue color. It was about the closest thing I had to purplish blue. We're going to just sit on our blanket, sitting up nice and tall. And with each chakra, you also have different hand mudras that might be used if you want. So as you sit here on your mat, the hand mudra for our practice will either be, and I hope you can see this here, either having all the fingers touch and the palms open wide, or you can even create a heart shape here with your hands and then let the middle finger come up. So you're sort of creating this heart-like pose. So either here with hands at heart center, or you can tent all fingers and bring that here with the palms separated. Okay, so come to your mat, find a hand mudra that suits you, close your eyes, envision the color indigo, right? The color indigo means to you, it's a purplish bluish color. Here, find the hand mudra that suits you, take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Deep breath in and sigh it out. And just allow your breath now to come more fluidly, breathing in and out through the nose. As you inhale, let your spine lengthen, reaching through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, maybe soften the shoulders away from your ears. The color is indigo. And close your eyes. And our sixth chakra focuses on our third eye. And that's the space right between your eyebrows. And as you close your eyes, keep your gaze to that third eye. Breathing in and out. Take a moment to go inward. And our third eye is not only about maybe closing the eyes and using some of the senses or letting our intuition take over, but it's also about focus. Allow your hands to come into prayer now, heart center. And I usually like to read just a couple of affirmations for each chakra. And an affirmation is just something that you can listen to maybe let some or all resonate with you. You can carry some of these with you through your practice. And the first one is, I use my intuition wisely. I see connections and the deeper truth. All I need is within me. I dwell in a state of presence. I see challenges in my life clearly. I learn from the challenges in my life. I open myself to the wisdom of elders. I love and accept myself. I open myself to insight and clarity. I can consciously create the life that I want to lead. Now slowly taking your prayer to your third eye, again, that space just right between the eyebrows. Maybe you're pressing the palms in towards one another and even the elbows and palms, forearms touch. Close your eyes. The color is indigo. Start to release. Let the hands find your thighs. Crack open your eyes. We're going to take a little bit of a pranayama or a breathing technique. And I want you to take your two peace fingers to your third eye. So let your peace fingers settle at your third eye. And then you're going to take your ring finger and your thumb to either nostril. So just to get a little closer, my pointer finger and my middle finger are on my third eye, and I'm allowing my ring finger and my thumb to surround my nostrils. Now we're going to practice breathing in and out through one side of the nose. So let's close off with the thumb, your right nostril. And breathe in deeply through your left nostril. Now, using your ring finger, close off your left nostril, hold and retain your breath just for a moment. And then open the right side and breathe out through the right nostril. Now, as you inhale, keep the left side closed, breathe only in through the right side. Close off both nostrils, just retain the breath. Open the left side and release. Breathing in just through the left nostril. Hold and retain as you close off both. Open the right side, release, let the breath come out. As you inhale, taking the breath in again through the right nostril, closing it off. Opening the left side, releasing. Now taking your hands from your third eye, we're going to take both hands, closing the eyes. We're going to cover the eyes. And now just feel the breath coming in through one side, hold and pause, and then feel the breath release through the other nostril. Now that may not happen, but it's focus. It's about focus. It's about closing the eyes, going inward for a moment, checking in with yourself. The breath here on the mat allows you to stay present. And focusing on inhaling through one side and exhaling through the other allows you to stay here on your mat. It gives you focus. So again, just focusing on your breath, whether you're trying to breathe in through one side and out through the other. Couple more breaths. Notice your other senses as you close and cover your eyes. And then with your eyes closed, bring your hands to heart center, thumbs to the chest. Now reach your prayer up overhead and crack open your eyes. Bend the elbows, bring the thumbs behind the head, behind your neck. Let the elbows come towards the sky. And then slowly bring the hands over the head and back to heart center. Take the arms up again, breath over, breath up. Bend the elbows, thumbs behind the head. And then releasing the hands back to heart center. One more time. Let's bring it up. Gaze to the hands. Bend the elbows, thumbs behind the head. Maybe close the eyes. Bring the hands back to heart center. Now as you inhale, let's take the arms open out to the sides. And as you exhale, we'll close it off. Maybe as you inhale, lift the chest, open the eyes. As you exhale, tuck the chin, close the eyes, palms, forearms, elbows touch. Inhale, lift and open. And exhale, squeeze and close. Now releasing the arms, we're taking the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in. As you exhale, twist and look over the right shoulder. Take your gaze over the shoulder. Now stay here in this twist. But shift your gaze to look forward now. So you're still seated and twisting, but now your gaze is forward. Your right arm comes up and over and lean to the left for a side bend. As you unwind, your right arm crosses over your left. And think cat and cow. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale and round. Tuck your chin. Inhale, let your heart come forward. Exhale and round. Now as you inhale to come forward, maybe you lift the arms and they're crossed. And see if you can wrap your arms into eagle arms. You can always have back of the palms. You can even just hug the arms. Taking your eagle your way. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, maybe even close the eyes as you bring the elbows into the chest. And slowly come up, unwind the arms. We're going to lean back just a little bit to find a boat pose. So let your shins come parallel to the mat and let your feet be out in front. Your hands can be behind you and supporting you. Take a breath in, lift your heart. As you exhale, come into a low boat. So extend the legs, engage your core, bend the elbows, reaching the legs long. As you inhale, come on up. As you exhale, extend long. And maybe close your eyes and see how it feels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend and reach. As you come back into your boat pose, we're going to cross the left shin in front of the right and just switch the crossing of the legs. Now find your sits bones again. And bring the arms overhead, breath in. Find your prayer and look up to the hands. Bend the elbows, bring the thumbs behind the head, and then maybe close your eyes as the hands come to heart center. As you inhale, prayer up overhead, open the eyes. Bend the elbows, and as you exhale, close the eyes, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale, reach your prayer up, look up, bend the elbows behind the head. As you exhale, close the eyes, hands to heart center. From here, you'll crack open the eyes. Right hand this time to the left knee and left hand behind you. Sitting up nice and tall, first starting with your gaze out in front, inhale. As you exhale, twist and look over the left shoulder, changing your focus. Now staying here in your twist, just look forward. So take your gaze back forward. And let your left hand come up and over the ear, side bend to the right this time. As you come back to center, cross the left arm over the right. Cat and cow here. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, heart comes forward. You can even practice with the eyes closed if you want. Exhale, round. One more inhale, heart forward. Exhale and round. Now as you inhale, we're lifting the crossed arms. You're either hugging or wrapping or placing backs of the palms to touch. Find your eagle arms, your eagle your way. As you inhale, maybe look up, open the eyes. As you exhale, close the eyes, elbows to the chest, fold in. Start to unwind. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale, close. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. Just one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. So from here, just coming back into boat pose, leaning back. Shins are parallel. Want to make sure that the legs are squeezing in towards one another. Hands can be behind you, supporting you. Shoulders are away from the ears. Take a breath in. As you exhale, close your eyes, extend the legs, find a low boat. Inhale, open the eyes and lift. Exhale, extend the legs and close the eyes. Inhale, lift. And exhale, extend and close. Slowly come on back up. We're going to cross your legs, roll over the shins, taking this blanket, if you have something underneath you, out from underneath you, and we'll come to all fours. Now here, make sure you first looking at the hands, wrists under the shoulders, knees under your hips, and you can move a little side to side. So from here, let's take the gaze down, and then drop the belly, and as you inhale, look up, shift your gaze. As you exhale, tuck the chin, look down, rounding. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, press, lift, and round. Inhale, drop your belly, look up, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, press, lift, and round. Maybe even press into the tops of the feet. You have one more. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, press, lift, and round. Find a neutral spine, and we're going to extend your right leg straight back behind you. Lift your right leg up off of the mat, just enough so that you engage your glute muscles. My right toes are turned down, my hips are even. Pull your belly button in, and see if you can reach your left arm long. Now here with the eyes open, finding balance may seem a little bit easier. But as you close your eyes, maybe feel your body start to wobble. As you start to wobble, using your right hand, grip the mat. Press into the top of your left foot, finding a little bit more balance. See if you can keep the eyes closed just for another moment. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Crack open the eyes. We're coming elbow to knee, so bring it in. Elbow to knee, round and squeeze. Reach and find length. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, round and squeeze. Extend and reach. Inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, round and squeeze. Find your length again. Release the left hand to the mat. Right toe taps down. We're going to come into a modified side plank. My left foot swivels its way to the left side of the mat. Pivot and plant your right foot. Heel your right arm up. Now take your gaze to the right thumb. Look up towards your right thumb. Maybe even bring the right arm up and over the ear. See if you can follow the gaze of the arm. And then slowly unwind back into neutral. We're going to take your left leg back this time. Lift the left leg off of the mat. Flex your left foot. Reach your right arm long. Preparing for our bird dog reach. First here, find it with your eyes open. Just take your gaze right to just in front of your left fingers, just right out in front. And then close your eyes and notice if you start to wobble. And then use your left hand and grip the mat with your hands. Really grab onto the mat. Let the fingerprints grab on. Press into the top of your right foot. Allow yourself to wobble. Allow yourself to feel the movement in your body. And then start to crack open your eyes as you inhale. As you exhale, elbow to knee, round and squeeze. Inhale, reach, find your length. Exhale, elbow to knee, round and squeeze. Reach and lengthen, inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, round and squeeze. Now let's lengthen long and reach. Right hand to the mat. Left toe touches the mat. So we're going to pivot and plant your left foot. Your right foot just swivels off to the right side of your mat. Modified side plank. Left arm up. Left arm over the ear. Follow the gaze. Follow the fingers with your gaze. And then slowly unwind. Come back to neutral. Now from here, we're going to step back with both feet, find a plank pose. And just here for a moment, make sure your spine is nice and long. Taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift your hips up and back and find downward facing dog. So move, pedal out your feet, shake your head yes and no. And then come up onto the balls of both feet. Bend your knees, let the chest come towards your thighs. Straighten your legs, lower the heels any amount. Take a deep breath here and exhale it out. I want you to walk your feet in close enough so that maybe you can get the heels down on the mat and maybe you bend your knees to get there. So you're in a short down dog. We're going to let your feet feel the mat. Take your right hand to your left thigh, your left shin, your left ankle, whichever you can reach for. And I want you to use your right hand on the left leg to pull and twist to look under your left armpit. Just find this twist in your downward dog. And then start to unwind and place your right hand on the mat. Your left hand comes to the right leg, either at the thigh, the shin, the ankle, and pull yourself through, looking under the right armpit. Find your twist in your downward dog. From here, just release the left hand, find your short down dog. Walking your hands back towards the feet, bend your knees, just hang here for a moment, grab opposite elbows in ragdoll. Let your head go, close your eyes, and sway from side to side. So with the eyes closed, you might feel the movement of the body. Maybe some of your other senses start to, get a little keener. What smells do you notice in your room? What sounds do you notice? How do you feel with the feet on the mat? Can you notice the touch? And then release your hands to the mat. Look up and walk your hands forward and come back into a plank pose. Just lower down onto your knees and bring your chest and chin down to the mat, lowering onto your belly. Untuck your toes. From here, let's lift your right leg and just walk it a little bit longer. Lift your left leg off of the mat and walk that leg a little bit longer. Feel long in the legs. Press into the tops of your feet. Let your kneecaps lift off of the mat. Let your hips be heavy on the mat and walk your hands down your lower rib cage. So make sure that here your wrists and elbows are in line. Now grip the mat with your fingerprints. Really grab the mat with your hands. Your hands are flat on the mat, but you're pushing the fingerprints into the mat. As you inhale, lift up and try to pull yourself through like you're a snake in the grass trying to pull yourself through. And then lower your forehead to the ground and take a child's pose. So let your hips come up and back. Close your eyes. Maybe let your third eye touch the mat in your child's pose. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. And then sigh it out. Exhale it out. And when you're ready, come back to downward facing dog. Now let it be a downward dog that is more one that you're used to. We were in a shorter downward dog before. Now come to your normal downward dog. And here, take a deep breath in and then sigh it out, release and let go. With your next inhale, we'll start to shift the gaze to look forward, come up on the balls of the feet. And as you exhale, maybe tippy toe your way or heel toe your way to the front of the mat. Now, when you get there, let your feet be wide. And just bend the knees, chest to thighs, grab opposite elbows, maybe the awkward way. And close your eyes here at the front of the mat and again, sway from side to side. And close your eyes if you can. Now, if this doesn't feel okay for you, let your fingerprints slide on the mat. Maybe that helps you feel a little bit more safe with the eyes closed. But just notice your body moving. Keep the eyes closed. The color is indigo. And then slowly we'll start to let the fingerprints come to the mat. Heel toe your feet in towards one another's to touch. We're going to bring your hands to your shins. Lift and find your length. So inhale, lift. Exhale, fold any amount. Bend your knees, root down on the feet. Bring your hands to your hips. With a flat back, root down, rise up, reach your arms overhead, look up, prayer overhead. Bend your elbows, thumbs behind the head, and exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath here and let it go. Now as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up, reach up. As you exhale, prayer overhead, bend the elbows, thumbs behind, hands to the heart, exhale and fold. Find your length, bring the hands to the shins, lift up. As you exhale, bend the knees and put your hands on the mat. Step back into a plank pose. Very slowly, let yourself come all the way down. Untuck your toes and walk the arms down the sides of the body. And this time, allow the palms to come to the mat with the fingers reaching towards the back part of your mat. Now here, as you inhale, lift the shoulders and reach the arms behind you like wings. Press into the tops of the feet so that the kneecaps are lifted. Pull your heart forward. At the same time, reach the arms and legs back. As you exhale, lower down, bring your hands next to the sides of the body. Pressing into the hands, come back into a child's pose. Let your third eye touch the mat. Take a deep breath here, inhale, and exhale into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out and let it go. From here, we're going to come up onto the balls of your feet. Looking forward, make your way to the front of the mat. Now, when you get there, hands can come to your shins. Lift and find length with a flat back. As you exhale, fold in. Now, root down on the feet, bend your knees slightly. We're going to sweep the arms out and up with a flat back. Rise up, look up, prayer overhead. Bend your elbows, thumbs behind the head, to your third eye and heart center. So now we're going to move through that again and see if you can do it now with the eyes closed. If you want to keep your eyes open, that's fine. Let's reach the arms up. Inhale, maybe the eyes stay closed. Palms touch, bend the elbows, hands behind the neck. Let the hands come to your third eye, to your heart, and fold to the earth. Take a breath, hands to your shins and lengthen. As you exhale, bend the knees, planting your palms, step back into a plank pose. Slowly lower down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Let your arms reach long behind you. As you inhale, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, reach the arms back. Maybe this time lift the legs, reaching long behind you as your heart pulls forward. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Maybe the eyes are still closed. Let your hands press into the mat and take it back to child's pose. Let your third eye touch the mat. The color is indigo. Take a breath in. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. Maybe your eyes are still closed. And exhale it out. From here, make your way to the front of the mat. Your way, walking, stepping, hopping, however you want to get there. Take your hands to the shins. Find your length. Inhale. As you exhale, fold in. Root down on the feet. Bend the knees. Find your strength here to rise up. Trust yourself. Maybe the eyes are closed. Prayer overhead. Bend the elbows, thumbs behind the head, third eye, heart center, mountain pose. Crack open your eyes when you're ready. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Moving through a Surya Namaskar B. So let's go into a chair pose. Reach the arms up first. Inhale. And then dive to the mat. Now we're going to bend the knees, and as you bend the knees, lower your hips. The weight is going to shift into your heels. Now lift the chest off the thighs, take the arms behind you like wings, just like we did before on our stomachs. Now from here, we're going to take a breath in, let the arms come forward. As the arms come forward, lift your chest. Find your chair pose your way. Inhale. And exhale. Take another breath. As you exhale, we're going to dive to the earth. Release the arms down. Now take a breath, look up and find your length. As you exhale, we're going to step it back into downward facing dog. So come right into downward dog. Find your downward dog, breath in. Exhale it out. Now we're going to lift the right leg high. So bring your right leg up as you inhale. As you exhale, look forward and step the right foot to the right thumb. Now here, maybe pause, bring your fingerprints to the mat. We're going to pivot and plant your left foot to about 10 o'clock, right? My left toes are about 10 o'clock. And then I want to start lifting my chest, bring the hands to the hips. Straighten your front leg. Draw the right hip back and let the left hip come forward. Root down through your right big toe. Bend your right knee and press into the outside of your left foot. A lot. Strong left leg. Bend your right knee. Now let's take the arms up overhead. Look up. Prayer overhead if you can. From here, bend your elbows. Bring the thumbs behind the head. And come to heart center. Sweep the arms up, breath in. As you exhale, let the hands come down to the mat. Lift the back heel and step to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Let your left leg come up high. Inhale. As you exhale, shift your gaze, look forward, and step the left foot to the left thumb. Now, first, maybe you come to your fingerprints, and then pivot and plant your right foot so that your right toes are about 2 o'clock. Rooting down on the feet, bring the hands to the hips as you lift your chest. Straighten the left leg. Guide the left hip back, right hip forward. Rooting down through that left big toe, we're gonna bend the left knee. Keep hugging your left hip in. Right leg is strong. Push into the outside of your right foot. Take the arms up. Maybe let your gaze, let your focus find the hands. Even take the hands into prayer if you can overhead. Bend your elbows. The thumbs come behind the head. Bring them to your heart center. Keep your warrior one legs. Sweep the arms up. Reach the arms. Find your warrior one. And as you exhale, we're going to just release the hands to the mat. Take it back into a downward facing dog. Close your eyes if you want for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Let it go. Releasing. Take a breath in and shift your gaze to look forward and make your way towards the front of the mat. Now, finishing up our Surya Namaskar B, we always end in chair pose. So bend the knees again. Weight is in the heels. Arms come back like wings first. And then as you inhale, sweep the arms forward and lift your chest. Take a breath here. Inhale. Exhale. With your next inhale, bring your hands into prayer overhead. Stand tall. Bend the elbows, thumbs behind the head. Bring it to your third eye, and then heart center. Find your mountain pose. Pause here, close your eyes in mountain. Allow the arms to come out to the sides of your body. Feel the feet on the mat and notice the sway of your body. Close the eyes. Allow your body to just subtly move. Another breath here. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, bring the arms up. Shift your gaze to your hands. As you exhale, just float down to the mat. Just dive down. Inhale, take a breath. Maybe lengthen your spine, hands to your shins. As you exhale, we're going to bend the knees and step back with your left foot. Now pause here. Maybe you're finding a block and placing the block on the inside of your right foot. Maybe not. Your left hand is going to stay on the block. Your right arm is going to peel up. Now notice if your right hip tries to pop out. If that's the case, place the right hand on your sacrum and just shift your gaze to look over the right shoulder. Now here, if the right hip hugs in and the left thigh is lifted, you want to reach your right arm up and go ahead. Find your twist in your lunge. As you inhale, shift the gaze towards the mat. Unwind. Maybe you find both blocks to help you step forward. Fold in. Root down on the feet. Sweep the arms up overhead. Dive back down to your blocks. We're going to step back this time. So lengthen, inhale. As you exhale, step back with your right foot. Find your lunge. So make sure your left ankle and knee are in line. And keep that left hip hugging in and under and your right thigh lifting. Now here you can place the block whatever level you want on the inside of your left foot. Your right hand stays on the mat. Maybe your left hand comes to your hips, to your sacrum. Shift your gaze from looking down to turning and looking over the left shoulder. Now maybe here, if you're finding the legs are hugging in, maybe the left arm lifts up to the sky. Breathing here a couple times in your twist. And then slowly inhaling, shift your gaze, unwind. Maybe finding both blocks, setting them to the highest level, stepping forward, letting your feet meet and fold. Root down on the feet. Let's sweep the arms out and up. Reach to the sky. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart and mountain pose. Close your eyes. Regroup again. Take another breath. Side out. Inhale, let's take the arms up, lift up, look up. Exhale, dive to your blocks. So let's step back with the left foot and then pivot and plant your left foot. Let your left heel come to the mat. And now making sure that your right ankle and knee are in line, we're going to take your right forearm to the right thigh. Hug the right hip in. Don't let the right hip pop out. Hug it in and under. Left hand to the hip. Shift your gaze from looking down to look over the left shoulder. You can press the right forearm into the thigh and the thigh into the forearm. Maybe here the left arm peels up for your twist. So make sure your right knee is bent. Good. You guys look really good. Slowly unwind the way you came. Lifting up on your back heel. We're going to scoot your left foot in a little bit and pivot and plant your left foot like you did for your warrior one, right? So you're shorter distance though now. Straighten your front leg. Guide the right hip back, left hip forward. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, fold, pyramid pose. So my right hip draws back, left hip forward. I'm grounding down through my right big toe, and I'm letting my heart come forward. Inhale, take a breath. Exhale, fold. As you inhale, lift up and step your feet forward, folding in. Root down, let's rise up with a flat back, reach the arms. As you exhale, dive right back down to the blocks. We're going to take a breath to find some length, and then we're going to step back with your right foot. Pivot and plant your right foot firmly on the mat, and bring your left forearm to your left thigh. Now your left hip's going to want to stick out. Pull the left hip in and underneath you. Forearm to the thigh, right hand to your hip. Shift your gaze, look over the right shoulder. Keep hugging the left hip in. Keep pressing strong through your right leg and outer right foot. If here you want to reach the right arm and take the gaze to the right thumb, that's up to you. From here, we're going to unwind. Shift your gaze to the mat, hands to the blocks. Come up on the ball of your back foot. Scoot your right foot in just a little bit. Pivot and plant your right foot like you did for warrior one, but it's shorter. Straighten the left leg. Now here, draw your left hip back. Right hip comes forward. Ground down through the left big toe. As you inhale, find your length. As you exhale, fold over the left leg. Keep drawing the left hip back. Keep hugging the left hip in. Let your left big toe ground down on the mat. Pyramid pose. Inhale, take a breath, lift up, look up. Exhale, fold in. From here, inhale. As you exhale, stepping forward, just fold in. Root down on the feet. Let's rise up with a flat back. Lift up, maybe even look up. As you exhale, hands to the heart, mountain pose. Take a breath. Exhale it out. One more time, inhale. And exhale it out. Now as you inhale, arms lift up. As you exhale, float down to your blocks. So we're going to come to a low lunge, and if you feel like you need a blanket for your knee, then just grab it. We're going to take your left foot back and lower the left knee to the mat. So again, if you need a little bit more cushion, take it. If not, then just come on to the top of your shin and your knee. Clasping your hands on the top of the right thigh, lift your chest. Sink the hips just slightly. Now here in your low lunge, you want to make sure the right hip draws back, left hip forward, and from the outer sides, the outer legs are squeezing in. You're making everything come into the center. Let the arms come up overhead. Take a breath in and out. Let your hands meet in prayer overhead. Bend your elbows, bring the thumbs to the back of the head. Let your hands come back into heart center. Now here we're going to take a twist. Take your left hand to the right outer thigh and the right hand to your hips. Lengthen your spine and exhale, twist, shifting your gaze, look over the right shoulder. Keep rooting down through the right big toe and the top of your left foot. Now as you inhale, to come back, unwind. Take your arms up to the sky. Inhale for your low lunge. As you exhale, hands come to the blocks. Curl your back toe. Lift your back knee. We'll scoot that left leg in a little bit for pyramid pose again. Pivot and plant your left foot. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward, lengthen, and fold in. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. From here, let's find your length. Step your feet forward and fold. Root down to rise up, reach the arms, inhale. Exhale, hands to the hard mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, float down to your blocks. We're going to take a breath, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, bend the knees, step back with your right foot. Again, if you need a blanket, grab your blanket. Lower the right knee to the ground, untuck the toes. Climb your way to the top of your left thigh. Maybe even clasp your hands there. Notice if your left hip wants to pop out. Hug it back in and under. The left hip draws back, right hip pulls forward. Lift the chest. If you want to reach the arms, reach the arms. Take your breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Let your hands come to prayer overhead. Maybe even look up to the hands. See if it challenges your balance. Slowly bend the elbows, thumbs behind. Bring the hands to your chest. We're going to take a twist. Right hand to the left thigh, left hand to the sacrum. Nice and tall, inhale. As you exhale, twist. So like we did seated in the beginning of class, you're using the left hand to pull, right hand to pull on the left leg, and the left leg presses back to get you into the twist. As you inhale, unwind to center. Hands find the blocks. Curl your back toe, lift the back knee. We're stepping forward just enough to shorten your stance. Right toes turned out. Straighten your left leg. Draw the left hip back. Right hip forward, preparing for pyramid. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Keep rooting down through the left big toe. Hug your left hip in. Fold as best you can. Inhale, find your length. And exhale, fold. Now as you inhale, look up. Step forward, let your feet meet and fold. Rooting down, rise up, sweep the arms, reach. Exhale, find your mountain pose, close your eyes again. Breath in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, let's take it to a crescent lunge, to a high lunge. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, dive to your blocks. From here, lengthen, just lift up. Step back with your left foot. So we're going to stay high on the ball of the left foot. Keep the left knee lifted. My right ankle and knee are in line. Make sure your feet are about hip distance width-wise. We're going to start to root down on the feet. Maybe the arms stay by the body first. When you're ready, see if you can take the arms up to the sky. Find your crescent lunge. And like we did before, prayer overhead. Can you shift your gaze? Bend the elbows, thumbs behind the head. Come to heart center. Let's take your twist here. Left hand to the right outer thigh, right hand to the hips. Look over the right shoulder. Squeeze the legs in. Shift your gaze, shift your focus. Now as you inhale, unwind. Let the hands come to the blocks. This time, step into the front foot. Find a supported warrior 3. Flex the back foot a lot, like we did in our bird dog, right? Flex the back foot a lot, hips are even. Maybe here you root down on your right foot. Can you maybe hover the fingers off of the blocks? Let the hands find your blocks, and you're going to step into that pyramid pose. So let your left foot land, pivot and plant your left foot. As you inhale, find your length, and as you exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift and find your length, and exhale, fold in. From here, we're going to lengthen, step forward, let your feet meet, fold in. Root down on the feet. We're going to rise up, bring the arms, shift your gaze, hands to the heart, come to mountain, and we'll prepare for the other side. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and dive. Find your length, inhale. As you exhale, start to bend the knees, step back with your right foot. And make sure you're not stepping back directly behind the left foot. You want to make sure there's some space widthwise. Left ankle and knee are in line. Start to lift the chest. Maybe the arms are by the sides of the body first for balance. And then take the arms overhead, reaching up. Strong here in your crescent lunge. Reaching and lengthening with the arms and grounding down with the legs. Shift your gaze to your hands. Let the prayer come overhead. Bend the elbows, thumbs behind your head, and then heart center. Right hand to the left outer thigh. Left hand to the hips. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist. Look over the left shoulder as best you can. Remember, left hand pushes on the right leg presses back. Start to unwind. Bring the arms up, find your crescent lunge. Let the hands find your blocks. We're going to step into the left foot, supported warrior 3. Let your right toes turn down, just like you did in bird dog on the mat. Now here, maybe you start to lift the chest. Can you root down through the left foot? Maybe the fingers hover off of your blocks. Strong left leg. Let the fingertips come to the blocks. We're stepping back into your pyramid pose. So short stance, pivot and plant your right foot. We're going to draw the left hip back, lengthen, maybe the blocks move back a little bit with you, and fold in. Inhale, find your length, and exhale, fold in. Start to lift the chest. Let your feet meet. Fold your way in. Root down to rise up. Reach up, look up. And find mountain pose. Close your eyes again. Reset. Take a moment to go inward. Notice the movement of your body. Feel your feet on the mat. Breathing, noticing. The color is indigo. Slowly let your hands come to the heart, crack open your eyes. We're going to turn to come into a wide straddle or prasarita. So wide straddle, so you can turn sideways on your mat if you want. Your toes are going to be slightly in, your heels are going to be slightly pressing out. Press into the outsides of the feet so that the inside arches of your feet lift just a little bit. So from here, we're going to find warrior 2. Let the arms come out to the sides. Now take your gaze and just look over the right fingers. Let your right toes turn to the right to follow those right fingers. Bend into the right knee, drop the thigh. Maybe you shift a little in the feet. Let the outer heel press into the mat of the left foot. Flip your right palm, reach up and back for a peaceful warrior. Let's come back to extended side angle, right forearm to thigh. This time, let the left arm maybe come over the ear. Look under the left armpit, shift your gaze. Root down on the feet, rise up to warrior 2. Straighten the right leg. We're going to come to triangle pose. Heel toe the left foot in a little bit. Hinge at the hips, draw the hips back. Reach the right arm towards the front of the mat and tip over to the shin, to blocks if you need them, and shift your gaze to look to the left thumb. Take your hand to the shin, looking good. Come on, rise up. Let the toes parallel. You can take the hands to the hips for a moment. We're going to work on the other side now. So you're just going to stay where you are. Take the arms out to the sides. Now this time, take your gaze to the left. Look over the left fingers. Start to turn your left toes out to follow the left fingers. Bend into the left knee, pressing into the outside of the right foot. Find a warrior two, nice and strong. As you inhale, flip your left palm. We're going to reach up and back for a peaceful warrior. Right hand can find the right leg. Let's come back to extended side angle, left forearm to thigh. Right arm up and over. Notice if your left hip has tried to pop out. Hug it back under. I can always feel that on my left side. Pop it back in. Look under the right armpit. Let's come back to warrior two. Now straighten your left leg. Now my stance here is just a little too long, so I always heel toe my right foot in just a little bit. Now hinge at the hips, draw the hips back, and reach the left arm forward. Tip over, maybe your hand comes to your shin, anywhere but your knee. Look to the right thumb. Notice if your left hip is popping out, hug it back in. Root down through the left big toe. Great, now let's root down, rise up, parallel the feet, hands to the hips, and step your way forward. All right, just shake out your legs. We're going to come into a revolved triangle. So we've been moving and twisting and getting a lot of this outer thigh and hamstring work. We're going to revolve our triangle, okay? And what that means is we're going to find that pyramid pose. Just watch for a moment. We're going to find your pyramid pose that we did before, right? And then we're going to make sure the right hip draws back, left hip forward. And you're going to have your blocks, and one block comes to the inside of the right foot in this instance, and the other hand comes to your hips. Now, like we've been twisting, you're going to start to take your gaze from the mat and look over the right shoulder. So then you can reach the arm there if you want, but now let's do it together, okay? So come to the front of your mat and have your blocks handy. We're going to step it back with the left foot. Now pivot and plant your left foot, and it may be like that shorter pyramid pose we've been doing. Take your left hand and your left block and place it inside the right foot. Now your right hand comes to your right hip. Maybe even take your thumb into the right hip crease. Draw your right hip crease back. Maybe then once the hip crease is back, you ground down on the right big toe. Right hand to your hips. Maybe you shift your gaze from the mat to slowly looking over the right shoulder. You can adjust your block. You can reach the right arm if you want. Keep drawing the right hip back and hugging the legs in towards one another. As you inhale, we'll unwind. Just step forward, let your feet meet. We'll switch sides. Let's step back with the right foot. It's going to be that shorter pyramid stance. We're going to take your right toes, turn them out just slightly. Taking your right hand to the block, make sure that right block is on the inside of your left foot. Left hand to the left hip crease. Take your left thumb, put it in the hip crease. Press your left hip crease back. Let your right hip come forward. Ground down on your left big toe. Maybe you want to widen your stance. That's up to you. Left hand to your hips. Slowly take your gaze from looking down to looking up and over the left shoulder. Now from here, maybe you lift the left arm up, draw that left hip back, up to you. Slowly unwind. We'll step it forward, just fold in gently. Rooting down on the feet, rise up, reach the arms. Let your prayer come overhead. Take the gaze there, bend the elbows, thumbs behind. Take it to your third eye, heart center, mountain pose. Breath in and out. From here, we're going to sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, dive down to the mat. And just place your blocks off to the sides and just step back into a downward facing dog. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. Exhale it out. Just let it go.
Dropping down onto the knees, finding child's pose just for a moment. Let your third eye come to the mat. Close your eyes. Noticing the other senses, maybe feeling the touch of your fingers on the mat. Sounds of your space. The taste even in your mouth. Slowly make your way to sit on your shins. Let your legs come forward. You might need to move your way to the front of your mat and let your legs be long. Find your sits bones. Take a breath in. As you exhale, we're going to fold forward. So if you need to separate your legs or bend your knees, go ahead. Just take a forward fold. Slowly rise up. Bend into the knees, open the knees wide, and take the hands to the ankles. Now here, if you've noticed you're rounding, you can let your feet walk a little bit more forward for space, and then just lift and lengthen your spine. Let your hips come a little bit more forward. Holding on to the ankles, pull your way forward and down. Let the elbows press into the knees. Press open. Slowly lifting up, guide the knees in towards one another. We're extending your legs long, arms out in front, making your way down onto your back. Tucking your chin, rounding, reaching the arms forward at the same time. Tuck the chin and start to roll back. Let the heels press down on the mat to help you slowly come down. Bend into the knees. Let your feet find the mat and walk their way close to your hips, close to your seat. Coming into a bridge pose, arms down the sides of the body. Now, I always forget to tell you guys to grab your block, but you can just imagine a block between your thighs right now. So squeeze that imaginary block like you're holding onto it, and as you inhale, lift the hips. Keep squeezing that imaginary block between the thighs. So there's still space between the legs, but you're energetically squeezing the legs. Breathe into your belly. Maybe close your eyes. Keep the chin away from the chest. Rooting down through the feet, lifting your hips a little higher. Slowly releasing, lowering the hips to the mat. Let your feet be wide. Let your knees knock in. One hand on the heart, one hand on your belly. Just allow your legs to just windshield wipe from side to side, these little twists. Let your gaze go opposite the direction of the legs. Breathing in through center, exhaling as you twist. Close the eyes and imagine that indigo color. From here, let the legs come back into center. We'll bring the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug. Let the left foot land. Let your right ankle come to your left thigh for figure 4. Press the leg away. Flex your right foot. Releasing the right foot to the ground. Left ankle to the right thigh. Pressing the left leg away this time for your figure 4. Releasing, bringing the knees into your chest, reaching for your feet. We're going to come to happy baby. Take the soles of the feet to the sky. Your hands pull the feet down. The feet press into the hands. Let your lower back come to the mat. Breathing here just for a moment. Close your eyes. Soften the hips. Reset your lower back. Gently let the knees come into your chest. Placing the feet on the floor, sliding your legs long. Take your arms down the sides of the body. So here we are in Shavasana pose, just as you were standing for your mountain pose. Same pose, just lying on your back. Take a deep breath here. Inhale. As you exhale, let the toes, the knees, the hips roll open and release. Softening the shoulders onto the mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, let the breath just float out through the arms and out the fingers. Open and close your jaw. And then let your lips touch and let your teeth stay parted. Allow your tongue to rest on the roof of your mouth. And then now take your attention to your eyes. Start to soften your eyes any way you can. Close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, take your gaze to your third eye. And just for a moment here, allow your gaze to focus there with the eyes closed. Find a rhythm to your breath. Release and let go into a Shavasana pose. Settle here and breathe. Be still. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out. Just staying here on your mat and listening to the sound of my voice. Take a long and deep breath in. And as you exhale, just move your attention to the center of your forehead, in between the brows and just above your brow line, and imagine an indigo blue chakra. The indigo glow of the chakra illuminates your mind and then spreads to the rest of your body. Imagine an entrance to your mind through your third eye. You open the door and walk into the empty room. Feel free to decorate the room any way you like. Choose your color, your decor, the look and the feel of the space. Make it suit your tastes exactly so it becomes your personal sanctuary. Now in this space in your mind, find the most comfortable spot in the room and sit there. And from here, you can look out into the world. Bring into focus the same thoughts, issues, situations, and ideas that occupy your day-to-day life. And you can silently be here contemplating them. Now slowly see this sixth chakra just spinning and gaining strength. And as it spins a little faster, the chakra's indigo light just washes over you. Feel it pour over your body. Breathe in deeply and feel the energy brushing forth your third eye as rays just dazzling of this deep blue light. And be here resting in this awareness. Breathe. Now from this space in your mind, this room that you sit in your head, slowly start to move your way through the door from which you entered. Now walking out, you look back and notice your inner sanctuary and feel at one with it. Taking another deep breath in, sigh it out. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, rocking from side to side. Slowly take your arms overhead, maybe keep your eyes closed. As you exhale, bend the knees, slide the feet up the mat, draw the knees to your chest, roll to one side, pausing in a fetal position, keeping the eyes closed, noticing the sounds of the space. Take a breath in. As you exhale, press yourself up to a comfortable seated pose as we started class. Allow your hands to find your thighs. Let the hands slide their way to your kneecaps, keeping your eyes closed. As you inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, take your hands to heart center. Allow the hands to find their way to your third eye. Take a deep breath here, breathing in that indigo light. Exhale it out. Allow your hands to come to heart center. Joining our voices in the sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Bowing your head to heart with so much gratitude. Thumbs to your third eye. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining us for our sixth chakra. All the ones down here, they're all grounding.